Hey everyone, welcome back to Melissa's Kitchen Table. Today I'm doing an open collab with Amanda from Mom's Messy Kitchen, Missy from The Welder's Wife, and Stephanie from Home Sweet Stephanie. And we have a bunch other people that are joining. It's an open collab for Thanksgiving side dishes. So I will leave their links down below and the open collab down below. So I hope you guys enjoy all the videos and have a happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. Hey everyone, welcome back to Melissa's Kitchen Table. So my Thanksgiving side dish that I'm making is going to be a Parmesan butternut risotto. And in a pot I have 4 cups of turkey stock. You can use chicken, you can use beef or vegetable, whatever you prefer. I have it heating up. You can also just use water and like a bouillon. You're going to use some arborio rice. This is the type of rice that you want to get when making risotto. It is different than your regular like jasmine or basmati rice. I have 1 small butternut squash, and that's only because I'm making a small portion. Of course, the more you make, the more you will need. I have a half of an onion, and I have some Parmesan cheese. So I'm just gonna peel this squash. You could get it already peeled and cut for you. Okay, so I peeled the whole thing, cut it in half, and then you're just going to scoop the seeds out. Just like that. And then I will toss this out. Okay. Then cut the squash. I cut it in small pieces. You don't want it too big because you want it to be able to cook. So about that size. And I'm going to cut up this entire squash. And now I'm just going to cut up my onion. I happen to have a red onion, a half of one, so I'm using that. You can use a small white onion, yellow onion, whatever kind of onion you prefer. If you don't like it, you can omit it. And then, here, let me move you over. Okay, so in my pan I have preheating. I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of olive oil. It's a little bit hot. We'll put my onion in there. Around about medium. Now you're just going to let that saute just for a little until it gets a little translucent, about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so after about 2 minutes, I'm going to put about a cup of rice, arborio rice. And the onions did get a little dark, that's fine. And you just want to toss this around. Sorry about the noise. And I have my stock in the back over here. It's nice and warm, just waiting for me to get this going. And at this time I'm going to add some garlic. It was a little bit hot before. So we'll put that in. And just saute this for another 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so after a couple minutes, I'm going to go and put the butternut in. Just stir that all in. Now, for this risotto, you're going to stir it quite a bit. And what you're doing is putting hot stock in here and you're developing starch. So at this point we want to put either a cup of white wine. If you don't want to use that, you could just use all the stock. So I'm going to do 2 ladlefuls of stock. And this is how you want it to cook. And you're going to put it on about medium heat, and it takes about 20 minutes for the rice to cook. So you're going to wait until this is evaporated before you add in more stock. If you run out of stock, you could heat up some more, or sometimes I'll just heat up some water and put water in. If you don't have stock, you can use bouillon. If you don't have fresh garlic, you can use garlic powder, onion powder, whatever you want to use. At this point, I'm also going to put in a little bit of ground sage, and that's just because it's for Thanksgiving. You could add it or not, it's up to you. I'm also going to use a little bit of the mushroom seasoning as well. And salt and pepper to taste. Alright, so that seems to be pretty much evaporated. We'll add 2 more ladles and keep stirring. And then I will come back when it's time to add more. Okay, so that has evaporated. We will add 2 more ladlefuls. And as I said before, I'm just using turkey stock just for the holidays. You can use any kind of stock you want. So all of this mixing with the liquid is what is going to bring out the starches and make it a nice and creamy rice. Okay, so we'll add some more. Just let that go. Add a little bit more. You could also see how bigger the rice has gotten. It's probably double in size from the time we started. You could also add some mushrooms to this. That would be really nice. Or some green peas. Alright, we'll keep cooking. Okay, add a little bit more. And you let that go. We'll add a little bit more. So I'm out of stock, and I'll just heat up some more water for it. Okay, so you can see it's starting to get creamy. It thickens up a little bit. You can see that it's starting. We'll add a little bit more water. So it's really hard to say if you use 1 cup rice, you're going to need this much. It all depends, stock or water. It all depends on how high of a heat you are. All kinds of things. Now, I bought this arborio rice a while ago at Whole Foods, and I got it in the bulk section. So I didn't have an exact measurement. It was maybe a cup, cup and a half, something like that. But It's not that big of a deal. I start out with 4 cups stock and just supplement water and seasoning afterwards. Okay, so you check for seasonings. You could check the doneness of the squash. It's cooked. The knife goes through, no problem. The rice is still going to be a little bit al dente. You don't want it mushy. That's not what you're looking for. So that's all cooked, and I believe, like, cooking wise, start to finish is 22 minutes. So this needs maybe 1 more round of liquid, and I think it'll be done once that is gone. And it's still gonna be a little runny towards the end, and we're gonna put some Parmesan cheese in there, and that'll tighten everything up. So this probably has maybe 4 more minutes, I would say. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna turn the heat off. And like I said, still a little bit liquidy, nice and creamy. And I let it cool down just a little bit. I'm gonna move it over. Okay, so I took it off the heat completely and I moved it over. And you're gonna add about, maybe a cup of Parmesan cheese. You can use the grated or the shredded, whichever you prefer or have on hand. And I know it seems like it takes a while for this to cook and you're constantly standing here and stirring, but you really don't have to. You can move, you could go do other things, you could tend to other side dishes or cooking or whatever you're doing. It's a lot easier than most people think. It's really good and tasty, and it's something different, I think, for a Thanksgiving side dish. So you could add some parsley to make it look a little bit prettier, but this is it. It's all set. You could serve it now. You could heat it up later, however you want to eat it. And I just wanted to say thank you to those doing the collab and inviting us as an open collab to join in. I appreciate that. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe and share, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.